start of the game was great.
Mm-hmm.
What happened after the 14-0 lead?
We missed, the one-on-one op down the sidelines on the start of the third, that next drive. And then we didn't protect well on third downs. Ended up getting some bad penalties, put us back, and then we just didn't get into much of a rhythm. We just lost rhythm, had opportunities to make some plays, didn't, and then, I got to be better as a play caller.
After these two games, I know it's pretty raw right now, but when you get out there in the open week, what's the first thing you want to do? Or what pops into your mind is, hey, this is the first thing we got to look at?
Discipline, being disciplined, doing our job to the best of our ability, being smart, obviously continue to work on throwing and catching. I think doing some good things in the run game. We've got some running backs that'll play hard for us. We got to get the tight ends a little bit more involved in the pass game. We got to get a lot better in a hurry.
The discipline, is that the most disappointing part, other than losing, is the fact that you can talk about it all you want, but at some point the players have to own it and say, it's on me.
Yeah, even on the first two touchdown drives, we had to overcome penalties, I think, right? At least on one of them, I think. So, yeah, however it comes to, whether it's, practicing better habits every day, taking ownership of what we need to do, players and coaches, to be able to put our guys in a better position to win a football game, because, we didn't get that done tonight.
Because all those wide receivers left via the portal, is it hard to sort of hold people accountable on the drops issue because there's just not anybody else available?
Yeah, it's a little thin, We're thin. We kind of, we got who we got, and we want to get those guys better. We're not giving up on anybody. We're trying to, to get everybody better every day. But we got to start throwing and catching the football better, and we got to start making sure we throw it. We're throwing the ball. The guys that are, catching the football. But I believe those guys. I believe in them. We're not gonna give up on them. But it's frustrating. It's hard.
Did Missouri do anything different after they got behind the 8 ball, or was it just a lack of execution on you guys?
They probably got a little bit more aggressive at times. We didn't execute very well in a lot of instances, but when we end up going back up 21-20, they come down, right, score. We come out 3 and out. We go down, 9 minutes left. We got a double post wheel concept, and we end up, kind of throwing the one-on-one go ball, and had a potential touchdown there to make it 35-28, and 9 minutes left. But we end up throwing a pick on the comeback to the sideline over there on third down. So just things get magnified especially when team is executing on their side of the ball, and then we're not executing on our side to help the defense out, which is what we needed to do tonight to win this game. We needed to score more points and didn't get it done.
Those late game interceptions from Leary, what do you attribute that to? Is that a miscommunication issue?
A couple forces, he's trying to do too much at the end, He's trying to make a play, running away from people because we didn't protect well at all on third down tonight. So, I think he was probably pressing a little bit at that point. So I thought up until then, I thought he had played pretty well. I thought he was playing pretty well and managing the game really well, making some throws, made some runs, helped us out. But when things started to go in this direction, we just never really stopped the bleeding.
Mark said that he thought part of the discipline stuff was guys were frustrated. He said everybody's frustrated. Coaches are frustrated. Players are frustrated. How do you deal with that, especially in an open week?
It's about the worst week to be in, because I'd rather go play. Yeah, you'd rather go play, but we need the work. We need the time to get better as a unit. Disappointing to start the way we started, to have the prep that we had this week and come out and that's the end result. So Really disappointed. Tough for the kids, feel for the staff, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. We got to come back to work this week and get better.
Liam, pass protection at the moment. It even felt like when you guys were on schedule, at times it was just breaking down.
Yeah, we just didn't. We had some play actions that we didn't handle the protections very well, to where the ball's got to come out. But third downs, we knew that they had some difficult things that they did on third down that caused some confusion. But we cut D linemen loose. Our 5-0 linemen block D linemen. We cut some D linemen loose. I mean, just some really kind of frantic issues that occurred that aren't gonna help you win games in the SEC. So we got to go look at our protection schemes. We got to look at personnel. We got to look at everything.
You talked about I tried to force a little bit of things late, but it did feel like Leary was playing quite a bit better tonight than he did in weeks prior. What do you say to him for his confidence, where he's playing better, but the result just wasn't there?
Yeah, I mean, it was hard because he put a lot of work in this week to improve. He put a lot of time in, and the result might not have been what we were obviously looking for, but it's process over results. And when it get into that kind of football game, we knew we didn't want to be in that kind of game. A throw fest at the end to try to come back, and but I was proud of him for the most part of the game. Especially for 3 quarters at least of playing winning football.
Mark said, I think, that you guys could tell there was a difference in him, just the way he was carrying himself throughout the course of the week.
Yeah.
What did you see in him this week?
Yeah, I mean, he was ready to go. I mean, he's been on a mission to try to play really well, guys. He really is a kid that's conscientious. He puts the time in. He works at it. He wants to be great. He wants to help us win as many football games as humanly possible. So that's the type of kid he is. He's a great kid. Can he play better? Absolutely. Can we all do better? Absolutely. But he put a lot of time in and a lot of effort into help us get better this week.
Liam, you already mentioned just how obviously it's kind of the worst way to go in the bye week off back-to-back losses. But is there any sense that you have to try to make sure the players stay upbeat, stay positive, not beat themselves up too much?
Yeah, I mean, we still got a long season left, and there's plenty of teams probably with being 5-2 that are maybe not miserable. But we're pretty miserable, and we got to flip it around. We got to come back to work on Monday and get back at it. And the guys that are all in will do that, and we'll see. We'll see how we respond. So I know we'll go back to work as a staff to come up with the best plan to go beat Tennessee and get these guys ready to go play.
Liam, it seems like the drop passes is not really something a coach could really teach the player. They got to go out there and do it themselves. What's your approach like that's been over the last few weeks as how much you can do with that?
Yeah, there's not much you can do. I mean, you got to go make a play and throw and catch, and it's just confidence, I think. I mean, you guys know, played sports, when you have one, you start to think about it, you start to do it, it's hard to get it out of your mind. And when you have some young guys playing at important positions, it gets magnified ultimately. And we're not going to stop throwing it. We're not going to just stop throwing the football or anything like that. We got to throw it to make sure we're throwing it to guys that we're always confident in catching, and those guys going to make plays.
Liam, the holding calls that you guys are getting on the up front on the offensive line, what is leading to those calls?
That's a good question. I have to see the tape. I think we got beat quick a few times. You get beat real quick, trying to make up for it and try to reach and grab, and I think that happened on a few. I know the play action. We hit Dane for an explosive on our sideline, and we had the penalty bring us all the way back. I believe that's what happened. We got beat quick off the jump, and then you start reaching for straws, and ultimately, I think that's kind of what led some of their twitch and quickness inside. I think led to some of that stuff happening.